Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has finally broken to the upside of the range. The resistance area got broken today. Bitcoin made an earlier attempt. I think when I made the last video, I talked about this potential breakout. It was still holding below the resistance area. Yeah, so you see that that wick that we had, it looked like a rejection, and then Bitcoin made another attempt. And finally breaking out. Support areas did hold, and we have a short squeeze, which I think I mentioned in the last video. That is sort of what we have to expect if there is a break above 61,900, because that was here quite an obvious area, where a lot of previous stop losses of short sellers were positioned. So we saw that rally, and as per the updates of the previous days, if we get above 61,900, which was the Wednesday high, it increases the chances that we get follow through in wave 3 to the upside. Have there been any changes to the wave count? Well, the only change I've made is that this triangle that we were observing, obviously it broke to the upside, that I consider this as a B wave of wave 3. So this entire move up could be some kind of a diagonal. I will have to, however, there's one change I need to make. 1 second. This needs to sit here. Okay, so we have a 1-2 setup where also the wave 2 was a flat correction, and then this must be an ABC because triangles can only be B waves. So yes, other interpretations surely are possible, but this explains quite well why wave C is moving up impulsively, because the C wave is an impulse within a larger diagonal. And when wave 3 is done, which could be the case soon, then maybe we get a wave 4 weekend. Oh dear, that's going to be boring. And then a wave 5 to the upside should reach 66,880. That remains and has remained my first ideal target for a third wave. Of course, this third wave is meant, this can go higher than that, but that would be the next milestone target after breaking above the resistance range. And yeah, let's see if the price can get there. Obviously, the market now needs to move a little higher, possibly then stabilize. Then I can add the next support area to the chart, which will need to hold if we really are in this diagonal pattern. This would be support for circle wave 4. This is likely going to be relevant on the weekend. But it's good to see that the price finally broke out of this range to the upside. I think anybody, everybody wanted a breakout, whether up or down, but these sideways movements are always boring, they're always draining, because it's not entirely clear how long it takes. And then, you try to enter a trade, you get sort of tossed back and forth, and now we had the breakout, and we can watch for the next upside resistance levels and parameters now. The main one that is now important is at 66,880. It's the 1.38 extension of the initial 1-2 setup. What else is there to say? Well, the bulls invalidated one bearish scenario, which again further supports here the white count that we're following. But that doesn't rule out completely further downside. There is no immediate setup for it anymore, but we have still this as a potential B wave rally, right? This has become less likely, of course, but until the bulls give us a 5-wave move up, and we are only in wave 3 at the moment, the risk for more downside is still high. So good news is this messy, choppy structure is now overcome, at least in the short term. This was difficult to navigate. I mean, okay, we knew it was a range, so that means we have to be on the side of caution. The range boundaries were also defined, and now we can get back to tracking the next structures. And looking at the bigger picture, I think that's also important now when we're dealing with a situation like that. Let's go to the Bitcoin daily chart. Here we see nicely now how the previously bearish setup got invalidated, which is good for the bulls. Take that out. That could still mean we are just in a B wave, all right? So again, still further downside possible, but there is no immediate setup for it. Just by breaking above resistance, yes, it's bullish, performance is impressive, but we're not out of the woods. So we need those 5 waves to complete circle wave 1, possibly in the 70k region, low 70k region. Then we can add the next support region for wave 2, which could be the next, let's say, setup. And then from there, a third wave rally could begin, and that could then send us into the 90k region next. So that's how I see the market. Next resistance on the daily chart is at 65,000. We consolidated below the golden ratio level here for that B wave quite some time. It's 61,330, but next resistance is 65k. Maybe the price will get there and then stop there for the weekend, and then maybe form this wave 4 on the weekend. That's how I see the market. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.